welcome to Ace Rodney Talks for the Superstars. Tonight, tonight's guest, the incredible.
that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Here's something to think about.
Yeah, well, it's that optical polygraph that walk this path at a steady pace and make a change every day but keep the same face. I stay at home even if I'm in a strange place. You falsify notions that you can occupy the same space. So let's face it, I rhyme so I don't have to break my back making slave wages and build with cats that keep the turf wet in the dry season. But some find it pleasing and tax, squeezing they skillet, cooking up kicks and clothes on their back. And as far as your cap, man, that peeling shit's for oranges, man, we folding it back. Because the O's for origami, when I got my people by me, best believe me. When you see me, you don't even wanna try me. I don't drink Dasani, cause I switched to Aquafina. Even though Coca-Cola says the tinted bottle's cleaner. There's more to life, so I guess the plot's thick up than getting these points across like seeing inside tickets. And brothers be like, yo, Wistic, I wanna rock with ya, but forgot to hit you up cause I was sucking on that swisher. I'm drinking hard liquor with no mixer with my browser and Google or Alta Vista, researching for ways to get ya. Eye detector. Because we see it all, but recognize what we want to. A problem ain't suck until the circumstance confronts you and keep you backing up until there ain't nowhere to run to. And karmic implication builds a wall you can't run through. Eye detector. Eye detector.
Even if you know the words, do some special, careful listening.
I keep acquaintance with beings alike that share in my plight. Revolutionary types that lay patient until the fruit is ripe and cut it off the tree of life with a knife the size of this rock twice. But since you measure everything in megabytes and zip this, the width of Jupiter wouldn't suffice in this case. I plant seeds like keys in your brain for you to misplace. You slipping like you skating on boards without the grip tape, by thinking it could never be you, and that's a mistake. I'm sacrificing money for truth, and it shows every time I spit a rhyme in the booth. But understand that if you in this industry and hold a gun because you're nervous, it's probably because you got credit and don't deserve it. It's probably because you were wicked and self-serving. It's probably because we can notice you're uncertain, and out of nowhere you might find yourself hurting at the end.
She gonna fight today?
Yo, what's the word? Yo, this solid.
Yo, this your boy Cruz, man. You already know it's your boy MBD. There we go. All right, let's run it back one more time, y'all. One more time. You already know it's your boy Trapo's at Final Four. You feel me? And it's your boy Cruz, man.
It's your boy Solid, man. What's the word?
And it's your boy MBD. You already know where I'm coming from.
Man, what's good, y'all? What's up, man? It's been a while. You feel me?
Lot.
Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Factor, man. You feel me?
Shout out to Factor.
Yeah, shout out to Carly. Make sure y'all get them drinks, man. Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to all the lovely people out there, too. Shout out to the fans.
Shout out to the fans. Definitely appreciate y'all. Man, it's been
So
a lot
what's up?
going on, man.
Man, long time no see, guys.
What's to the mayor? What's going on with the mayor? Talk to me.
Well, it been some stuff going on out here, Solid, as far as with the mayors and stuff like that, and corruption in the suburbs area out here. But the mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Haddish, Henyard.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. I thought it was. But yeah, she definitely been taking money from the mayor, and taking money deliberately from the city.
And what they saying? She going
Get into fights at going to the Baja with it.
Baja.
For real, it's a lot of stuff that happens. A lot of stuff going on.
She using the taxpayers' money to
shutting down businesses, all like
living a lavish life. Yeah.
But like I say, I feel like now why
it's Chicago, Illinois. It's Illinois. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, but what make her so big? What me and Cruz was coming from. What make her so big is that I feel like now someone's finally putting their foot down. Like,
why I gotta be her though?
Because she did the most. And like I say, I feel like Huh?
I think she did what typical people do.
She
You know what I'm
She
saying?
did what every
How-
person that was in front of her did.
She didn't try to cover it up. I'm not saying that whatever she did was right, but she still didn't even try to cover it up. It was like bluntly. From her actions, it was really like bluntly the way she was doing it. Cruz, what did she do when she came into the hall meeting? What song was they playing? What song was she playing? And who was she dressed up like? You ain't go
She was dressed up like Nino Brown.
Oh my God!
playing what song?
Bitch better have my money.
No, real shit. The mayor.
No, I think I did see that clip. I did see that clip.
Yeah, that's real. Like come on now. What mayor professionally going with citizens that have real issues that's going on with they life situations, and we close to a recession right now. If we not in one right now, and this is the time to be playing with people's businesses and people's lives. So yeah, she's bluntly doing it to the point to where back in the day it was cool, but now I feel like they putting more foot down to it, and it's getting more attention because it got to come to a stop with all these corrupted mayors around.
She was dealing with like she was doing too much in the sense of like with the residents that's in her, you know what I'm saying, in her community, in Harvey, basically. Like she was doing too much. She was like she didn't respect the residents there. She was getting over on them. So I understand why they did it, but it's not nothing. It's the same thing as what the rest of these mayors do in Illinois. They all do that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
I mean, I want to say it's all the mayors in Illinois. I just feel like it's all
Majority of some of them, or most of them.
I feel like it's just in the bird where we at.
Yeah.
You don't think Chicago, the mayor of Chicago?
No, they can't play about that. They got birds on them. They
You
got
don't
bird
think
out.
you don't think it's corruption?
It's corruption, and of course, but for us, them getting played with that money like that, no, it's too many eyes on them over in the city.
Okay.
It's too many eyes on them. See, now they ask you who they gotta watch is the Burbs. That's why Cruz schooled me and brought me up to speed with how the things even crumbled down, because he was like, "Hey, Lori Lightfoot came down and said, hey, I gave y'all so much amount of money. What's going on here?" That's how the spotlight got put on her, Tiffany, because out of all the mayors at the time, she was the only one that was doing some corrupted stuff, and her books wasn't right. Her city wasn't being ran right.
It wasn't.
District 48 is definitely under siege.
Water
right
pipes
now.
busting. That's what. Oh yeah, that's what really got another
Like
thing
the school,
too.
like the
That's
school
what really
district,
got them.
District 48. It's like it's sad. It's sad to see because I'm being a person that actually like grew up in that area and actually went through that school district 148. You know what I'm saying? That's Harriet Tubman. That's Roosevelt Junior High. That's Washington. To see that it's corruption and the school district itself explains a lot why the education is not up to par the way it should be.
Okay.
In these communities, even though these are supposed to be decent areas for you to start a family, so you can raise your family.
Right.
It's sad, bro. It's like the kids are the future. So why not give the kids the best opportunity or the best chances to succeed?
Yeah. You should.
Life instead of just passing us by because you getting a paycheck or you feel me.
Yeah. Part of her job is to pour into, you know what I'm saying, the community, the children, of course.
That's the future, man. That's supposed to be the main goal in my eyes.
You gotta invest in them, yeah.
And it's sad that you got people that of our color getting in these positions and they rather use and abuse instead of really build.
Yeah, facts.
You know, the funny part about it is you go to right now, we start doing this, it's really the fact that he is numbers. Tells you he has done a lot. Superman. That's the one I watch. Shout out Tommy G too.
So why they call her a super mayor?
She a supervisor for a township in the mayor park. She got herself Superman.
I don't like the way she carry herself, how she talk, all that stuff. It shows the demeanor that she here just to be here. Yeah. Am I?
Nah, I'm gonna be real. If you ask me, he shouldn't really even be speaking. Nah, for real, because at the end of the day, you gotta think. Talking to a content creator named Tommy G, who has a huge following. Tommy G is asking Kamal about who's responsible for spending money on credit cards and who's responsible for hiring and firing people in Thornton Township. And Kamal is saying that Tiffany Inyard has nothing to do with any spending or hiring and firing of people at Thornton Township, while simultaneously blaming everything on CPA Robert Hunt. So much like Tiffany, Kamal likes to run his mouth and push blame onto others.
That's Ken. You remember Ken, light skinned big dude?
Also, like Tiffany Inyard, Kamal feels like he's a big deal. Hence the meeting in the conference room at Thornton Township, like he's a big boss. But like content creator Cafe of Knowledge pointed out, when she did her reaction on Tommy G's video, Kamal was not even supposed to be there, and he certainly shouldn't be sitting behind any desk inside of Thornton Township building, talking about Thornton Township HR topics, because he was fired. I would like to make a motion to terminate. And that's what's crazy. A lot of her administration was built off like they was crooks.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
they had priors and shit.
Of doing stuff like this on a lower scale. So now it's on a higher scale of y'all actually taking money and doing things. Now it's a lie. No, it's not a lie. And like I say, it been going on for years. I just feel like that now, like they say, when a person be too greedy, it messes up for everybody. Hopefully, what's gonna happen to her?
She's young, bro.
Hopefully, whatever's gonna happen to her, it be an example for what's to come for anybody, any other mayor that they can get over on the city. Because, like I say, times is just getting hard to where you can't be playing with people's lives like this. It's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All these men playing low. That's what I'm saying. All these men.
Yeah.
All these men in these suburban areas that we come from, all they all got their hands in the cookie jar, and it's like instead of you really pouring into your communities, instead of you really building it up for the youth, giving them something other than, as y'all say, nothing else to do.
Right.
Instead of you really investing in what's supposed to be the future, you invested in your own pockets for your own personal gain, and then sitting back and saying, "Well, if I give y'all crumbs," like I've been saying for years, black people we've been cool with it. Crumbs. If it's put in your face, it's hard to explain. If it's mostly in front of your face, do it in front of you. The best way to describe it is in front of you. Like, even touch on that. Like the case with the young lady. Y'all seen the case with the young lady and
what?
3.5 million.
What?
With a rape case, shit like that. Come on now. We can't even send our kids to school to get an education because we gotta worry about somebody sick doing weird things.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, bro. Like this shit is sad, bro. And it's happening in our backyards, bro. It's happening when I say backyards.
Well, we just gotta be more vigilant
in the birds where we grow up at, where we raising our families at, bro.
Thing is, we just gotta be more vigilant. Like we shouldn't be afraid of sending our kids to school,
but that's causing that though.
We have to be more vigilant as parents and as a community to watch out for these people and weed these people out and get them up out of here. Like that's just what it is. A lot of times people be so stuck on what they got going on or stuck on what's going on in social media and shit to where they don't lock into what's really going on in your community, like or with the kids in the community. Right. So you just gotta be mindful of stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I say, bro, it's just like Like I said, I just feel like, bro, the stuff been going on for too long.
It has. As far as corruption, I feel that.
The stuff, it gotta come to an end, bro. It got to. Like I say, with this, I know we don't really talk about politics too much, even though it's like, even with the Donald Trump stuff, like, all they can do is really wait that stuff out. And by waiting all that stuff out, it trickles down. The big stuff trickles down to the small things, at least us, which is the middle class.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if
everything they doing up there, it trickles down to this shit, bro.
If you want to talk about that just a little bit briefly, like I don't respect people for talking about Trump. You know what I'm saying, in that matter, because all motherfuckers voted for him. You know what I'm saying? They voted for him. What they vote for? They voted for his check, his so-called stimulus check. You know what I'm saying? That shit had to come through Congress. You feel me? Like, that wasn't, he just put his name on that, which made it seem like it was his shit. So, like, I don't want to ever hear nothing about Democrats again talking about they can't get shit done. Because Donald Trump showed when he got in that office, he reversed 100 things. He had 100 executives. You feel me?
He's currently facing backlash.
He can face backlash, but I don't want to hear a Democrat person talking about they can't do nothing. Because Trump shows when it's time to sign these executive orders, he gonna put that, whether it go through or not. I'm just saying.
But I feel like that's where the difference come in as one having the bravery to go against
the establishment,
what's not allowed, and to someone just, as we say, following the status quo.
That's
like
true.
most of these people, they're gonna
follow the status
quo. But to go against the machine, to go against anything of a higher standard or structure, it takes a lot of courage, bro. And let's just be real. That's something that a lot of us, whether it be politicians or non-politicians, a lot of us do not display this courage, especially in the right times and the right moments. We fold.
I think Jada, what's her name? She's she's a congresswoman from Texas. Miss Crockett. I'm gonna say Miss Crockett. Excuse me for not saying her name correctly. I could see her doing it because she's standing up to them all the time. I don't feel like she has a big enough voice in the Congress. You know what I'm saying? In her job enough to make a difference. Like they got some young people that can take over. It's all about if the people is gonna get behind her. She could be the next mayor. She could be the next not mayor. Next president or vice president. She just got to get people to back her.
But see, that's the thing, though. Like, when it comes down to going against something that's already put in place, that's a hard.
It is hard. No, for sure.
That's a hard thing because a lot of people are so stuck in their ways and to the way a certain thing is being ran. It's sort of like a programming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A regular programming that you're familiar with. You're expecting it to run a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, when you go against that programming, it's hard to get, let alone 10, 5 people to really go against that program. You gotta really convince them, show them proof, result, evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, evidence.
Something work. Of them to say, you know what? I see your vision.
Facts.
Even the ones that might still see your vision, they gonna see the vision, but that don't mean they gonna have the courage to go against. You feel me? Don't work either way. That's what's sad.
So how y'all we're gonna pivot a little bit. How y'all feel about Bronny going for 17? What y'all think about that? Like, is that what did he establish himself a little bit in the NBA with that? Or what's up?
Bronny, talented kid. He has potential. I don't really watch the kid personally. 55th pick. That says everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't really talk about him. I mean, he's 55th pick of the, you know what I'm saying, the draft. Like, at the end of the day, what are we talking about? Like, we only talking about him because of who? LeBron James.
Daddy,
who his daddy is, bro. If LeBron James wasn't his daddy, we wouldn't even be following this kid game.
Will we see him in the league if he wasn't LeBron James' son? I don't think we would.
No. I ain't gonna lie. He can hoop.
No. Be real. No.
He got G.
No.
You feel me?
Because at the end of the day, he got game. But George's sons had game too.
Yeah. He a better video game player.
Let's be real. George's sons had game. They might not been to Jordan standards or our standards of Jordan.
Perfect example. If they was coming out the hole like Derrick Rose that game. Bronny, as much as we talk shit about Bronny have games. Them niggas wasn't hooping like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them ain't gonna lie. I hate to say it. Them, excuse my language, them want some privileged bastards.
Yeah.
The way they hoop.
But he privileged.
Look.
True, but he hooping though. At least.
No.
I think he's better than them though. He was better than them.
Yeah, he's better than them.
He's better than them.
The youngest one.
He's better than them.
So the youngest son probably gives a go. But the one that got caught on that cocaine charge, smoke him.
Bro, first of all, you gotta think. If you got a chance to play with your father, talking about wow, he's in the league, and you're young and you're coming up, will you be dope too?
Almost definitely.
Did Jordan sons have the opportunity?
No.
Hell yeah.
No, they didn't. By the time they got old enough to really be playing basketball, his knees is shot. Jordan is done.
Well, I'm saying far as like
LeBron is still out there hooping with Bronny.
That's what I'm saying though. All I'm saying is if they showed it more, they could have got bumped up how he did. I ain't gonna lie, that man had every, and I'm being honest. Since that little boy man got the mohawk, you seen him at every AAU game, you seen him hooping, bro. In them gyms all the time, bro. You never seen Jordan sons in a hoop like that, bro.
MVD.
In AAUs and stuff like that.
MVD. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out, bro.
I haven't.
Cut it out, bro. He's in the NBA because of who his father is.
Yeah, that's of course.
Other than that,
if he have off his pure game, he got game.
He wouldn't be there.
He won't be here now, but eventually he would have made it to the NBA.
No, he wouldn't have. Bro, come on now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Even him. Look, like, that's what I'm saying. That last name saved him, gang. He didn't even play enough to even qualify for the draft. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's just be real what it is.
But look, what you even said before. It's because of the pressure that he put on. He was able to hoop. Bronny would have turned out. Bronny would have got a little more cool from you. He was just able to hoop. You even said that.
But I mean, yeah, I did. I did.
Because of the pressure that was put on him. Of course, he had to hoop the way he did. Of course, he had to do the things he did. Of course, he got to take the criticism from the critics of how they is now. But overall wise, he got game, and he would have never made it right now. I don't think he deserves to be in the NBA right now. But eventually, he would have did it off his game, off how he.
So how many years
He would have definitely been some.
He probably would have went 4 years.
So how many years do you think
he should all four? He should did all four.
He wasn't a come out right out.
Now you say all four. Okay, so let's just say he would have did all four.
Mm-hmm.
Where he at, him getting to the league, I don't think it's still working his favor, bro.
You know what's so
and I'm gonna tell you why.
You know what's so crazy? I think he worked a little bit because of we talked about who other sons coming up in the league, and he said it.
Yeah.
If he would have stayed out about time, he would have did 4 years. Bryce would have been what? Bryce could have been.
Bryce would have been in college.
Bryce could have said, you know what, bro, just finished his senior year. I just finished my freshman year. Fuck it, I'm going to the NBA with bro. Now that would have been a big ass conspiracy then too. And you got Melo's son. You got who else son?
You got Gilbert Arenas' son in college.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he would have wait a few years. Now you got competition to really hoop against. Yeah, bro. I'm just saying. Nah, I'm sorry to say, I don't think he make it, bro. But I'm gonna be real. I'm being real. I don't think he makes it. You gotta think. We're talking about Carmelo's son. Him, the perfect example. Number 1 out of New York. Team number 3 out of the whole country. If he would have been, Bronny would have been going against that next year or 2 years now, bro. He's not. He's an afterthought. Then you gotta think he's playing in college. He's a senior. His brother a freshman. That right there, he going. If Bryce outshadows him, that hurts his draft stock. It's a lot of things working against him because now you around real hoopers that you should be around. I'm telling you, he gonna get. He don't. I don't think it happened. I think it would have. I think it would have hurt him.
Do you think did you know that?
Yep.
Did he say this your best chance?
Yep. Yep.
Ain't gonna lie, son.
Yep.
This is your best and only chance to get to right now. And that's
you want to know why? You want to know why I feel like that's how LeBron played it? Because if you say first, oh, anybody draft him and ain't about the money, anybody draft him, I'm gonna come. Then that changed to can't nobody draft him. He gotta come here. He gotta come here. If you draft him, he going overseas. If you pick him, he's saying no, and we sending him overseas. Think about it. Why are you saying no and sending him overseas? What's wrong with any organization? If it was really just him about being in the NBA, that's his dream, getting his name called. You see what I'm saying? He could have went anywhere, and it would have been no pressure on him. He could have thrived and really hoop. But now you got Bronny at a point where now you got him feeling like this. Whereas he just had a recent interview, and he in there saying, "quote I'm not a fucking robot."
Yeah.
He's a kid. And you got a kid that's feeling like he's a fucking robot because of what? Because his daddy and what his dad did. Now you got people. LeBron put the microscope on him when he said what he said.
For him to make that statement, though, I don't think he took what his dad doing wrong. How we look at it, we like, man, Pop's wrong, let me move. For him to say what he said in that statement, he don't think what LeBron doing is wrong. He looking at the critics. He looking at the aftermath of what's coming behind the actions of what his dad want from him. He's like, okay, dad, okay.
But that to me, that's soft.
What gets him is what's coming behind the okay, dad. Yeah.
But that's soft though.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, what we judging? We can only judge you as your game. We fans of the game. The people that actually played the game. What do you think they judging you? They're judging off what they did, the standard, the love of the game. So you're gonna get the criticism of when your dad speaks out. He's the face of the league, and he's saying, "I can bring my sons in now. We can win the championship now on this team I got now." They're gonna hold you. We did the same thing what LeVar did with Lonzo and them. What are we acting like it's different?
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Surprisingly, they little Rain and Terrell definitely went over because that's all you heard about in the league. People was waiting on their ass to get buzzed, rocked,
They was waiting for Lonzo to come to embarrass him. There wasn't no welcome you in with, oh, this is little bro, and we're gonna take good care of him. No, they was trying to expose him every rip. So what's the difference now? Because it's Braun? Because the James, last name is James, that's the only thing?
Would you say Ball actually held his own though against the critics?
Yeah. Because you got LeVar. LeVar stayed in front. He went on the limb. My son's better than this. My son, and he kept that energy. LeBron is like, okay, you said this, but now that when he getting this treatment, LeVar, when Lonzo and them was getting that treatment, getting their ass bust, LeVar didn't stray. He was still in your face. Still to the point where everybody was telling him like, you making it really worse from him, bro. You literally need to just stay like to the point where to the point Lonzo had to kind of like, dad, like chill, bro, like chill, like you tweaking. It's the same way. What's the difference now? Because it's Bron? Because it's James?
Ain't nobody care about that. I heard people want to dunk on LeBron. They be trying to like set up plays to dunk on him.
But this is the thing though. Now we being so hurtful because it's his son and he was the 55th pick. Why we even care? We didn't care. You made us care, bro. Because we want to see the champion. I'm ready to see the championship status, bro.
I don't know their draft class, bro. I don't know nobody.
Bro,
they don't know.
We don't know.
He said, and I watched the shit. He said,
bro, we can't even. I watched it, bro. I watched it just to see what number Bronny was gonna go, and I still can't remember the 54 niggas in front of him. I still don't know. No disrespect. The kids, they probably some hoopers. No disrespect. I don't know if they even in the league. Don't even know if they still signed to the team they got drafted to. You feel me? Don't know nothing.
Would y'all say it's the first time it's ever happened though, like in the draft?
Yeah.
History, like.
Yeah.
Well, like people just focus on
because if it was somebody, if it was a strong draft class, it'd just been like, oh, okay.
Boy, it would have been names out the ass.
Okay, Bronny went here, and we still got X, Y, Z.
It would have been names out the ass. You would have been, oh, such one here, such one here, such one here. It would have been a following when they had what was the strongest draft class we had recent? No, I'm saying like recently. I want to say like
Aunt John, that one, Aunt John, no.
John Wall class was.
No. We talking about
like in the 2000. No, in the 2010. Like that's still recent. Cause we in the teens right now. So the teens, the mid 2000s to the teens, who had the best draft class where the names was just popping out.
Still snapping in the league.
What was that class with D Rose? You had D Rose.
That was the same class as John Wall. That's the same class as John Wall.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
So if you look at that class now, you compare how the names was going left and right. This person was getting this person, that person getting that. It was, you see what I'm saying? It's a lot of names. You didn't just hear about Pooh. You didn't just hear about Derrick Rose and Will Rose. It was where he was going, but it was he going here. Evan Turner, where he going? It had a.
You got John Wall going to the Wizards.
You see what I'm saying?
You got cousins. All types of shit.
Like I said, and Bronny.
Yes, bro. That class was nasty, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's when who got to the league. He took somebody. He tried to shake his tail. I was like, bro, cousins.
Now you get to Bronny league. You get to Bronny draft class. Like I said, you can't even remember the 54 people that was in front of him.
Look. I bet you like now that I think about it, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it.
That's how much hype they put around Bronny, and they right, it ain't fair.
It's not fair. It's not because
even
look,
how he hooping, he's showing that he was the 50.
Look,
he playing like
Carmelo.
That's crazy.
Carmelo Anthony's son, like I just said, he's #1 in New York. His team is number 3 in the country. First of all, New York to be #1 in New York, that's a lot, gang. It's a lot of hoopers that come from New York, folks. To be #1 hooper and your team is the #1, the number 3 in the country. He got snubbed. Hold on, now we getting that. He just got.
I just heard about that.
He got snubbed for Bronny.
LeBron and Carmelo Anthony into it.
They friendship is kind of like on the rocks because of that, bro. Yeah, because allegedly, because it was said that Carmelo, he had just signed the deal with Nike. Not Nike, I mean McDonald's. Did the McDonald's deal, the McDonald's All-American. So he thinking like, yeah, this is in the rap. Like I'm telling my son, like, oh, you good. You definitely go get the call. You know, they just gave me the deal, woo. Got the shock and it was no. And he said, make it make sense. How you go #1, you #1 in New York, your team is the 3rd best team in the country, and you don't get the invite to McDonald's All-American? But he did, though.
But even if y'all think that playoff for, though, what y'all think is going on? You already know. But that's what I'm trying to explain to him. Could it be more so Anthony than LeBron?
No.
No, hell no. You see how they play with Carmelo? Like,
but you gotta think, LeBron is a face. They gonna cater to him, bro.
And he's currently playing. They gonna give it.
Think about it. Look at it like this. Better example: Anthony Edwards. When they was doing all of that was the face of the league. He the next face of the day. He comparing him to Jordan. It was all good. What happened? What did they do in the offseason? They threw everybody off.
They traded Luka.
They traded Cat.
Cat.
Come on now. What killed that? You don't hear nobody saying he's still the face of the league. They still talking about it, but they going off of what he did last year, not this year. So ain't nobody really looking at what he doing this year. This year is like.
He definitely can be the face of the league. He just don't want it.
Don't nobody want it because of look how we talk about the game, but we've been talking about the game this way. And they soft.
One thing exactly, but one thing is that's
they soft.
That's what the older NBA heads that give me in Dirk Nowitzki era. That's why they always saying somebody like if they had a chance to talk to the younger generation, they're gonna tell them one of y'all got to take the torch. It's mandatory. It's mandatory.
They don't want the backlash.
They don't, and that's why I do salute LeBron because like
he did take a lot of shit.
He took a lot of stuff, and how you gotta be on a straight narrow because all these cameras and you are the face of the NBA. Man, what?
Yeah, I could respect it. I respect that.
Respect him for that. But like you say though, with his son though, he pulled some strings though because
for sure.
Because Carmelo Anthony's son supposed to be, and that's why I'm saying like even if he wasn't picked in that spot, why they still could have them go against each other? Like why they don't want to see that? It was so many other players in the McDonald's game, so why Carmelo Anthony's son can't make the roster? That is still what's puzzling to me.
Because they didn't want that. They didn't.
Exactly.
But
now it's making me think like, damn, do they even want to see Bronny really face any really good competition? Even though, yeah, he might go up against Jason Tatum or the Bucks or anybody that's already got game, but it's like,
and that's why
not really trying to show what his class will be at with his class.
And that's why I told you when we just got through talking about if he stays for a year, does he make it? He don't make it because now you going against competition. So you say he went on straight to the Man, they even said it. If he didn't get drafted, they would go waive somebody because on the team they was gonna waive him and they was gonna sign him anyway. So he was gonna be a Laker regardless because of LeBron. That's what I'm saying. Look, when you're the face and you got that much pull, that's a lot of people that gotta play the back seat to let yours shine, and that's sad to the point where it be like.
It's not about the game no more.
You see what I'm saying?
We thought it was about the game, but now you showing it's not about the game.
Now it's about politics and who you know instead of letting the game speak for itself. So now the kid that do outshine his son, he ain't getting a fair chance because guess what? Ain't no attention on him. Don't nobody know him.
That's a good question for all three of you guys. If Kobe was alive, would it happen?
Yeah. It'll be mixed up a little bit.
If Kobe was alive with this transaction, exactly how it did, would it happen? I don't think it would. Yes. I don't think it would.
LeBron was still a face for years after Kobe.
Kobe, no. We talking about Mamba, bro. Mamba could still.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel like this.
Didn't like Kobe at all. But
it probably would have happened. It would have happened, but the way they would have about it.
Kobe would have came and said, "What the fuck going on?"
No. Kobe wouldn't have said no. Kobe would have had to say so, but Kobe wouldn't have said like he wouldn't have been against it. I think Kobe would have automatically worked with Bronny. He would have automatically because at the end of the day, you got to think every Laker player, they care about the tradition of the organization. They don't. It's not about
I'm trying to score these.
Yeah, it's not about. It's about that. It's about holding up that legacy as a Laker. So
they all about they a class.
They are for real. Like
they all about banners.
Yeah, they upper echelon. Like they upper echelon. Like LA ain't no when you put on. That's why they say when you put on that purple and gold, we expect championships with that. There ain't no half-assing. You come in there half-assing. They're going to treat you. They're going to kick you out. They're going to literally try to get you the fuck up out of there because exactly. That's why
that's what solidified him in that LA.
That's why the ring that we don't count as that's the ring. That's the real reason why they give him that because he actually got a ring in LA for the Lakers. And they haven't been since Kobe. So now we can kind of like, okay, Kobe gone. We can give you this.
I guess he got the keys.
Yeah, that's his kingdom, bro. No, that's his kingdom, bro. I mean, Luka finna come in and move him out, but that's his kingdom,
bro. He ain't gonna move him out, but yeah, he definitely.
But I'm saying like he passing the torch, bro. He passed the torch. Yeah, he don't want to hoop. He ain't trying to hoop. But I think 22. You know what I'm saying? 22 years is a long time, bro. Like he's 40-something years old. That's a long time, bro. He's been hooping. Look, he's been hooping since he was 17 in the league. till now you 42. That's a long time. Gave him everything. Gave him everything.
You said give him everything.
No, I'm saying you gave him everything. That's why I don't even understand why. If I was LeBron, personally, I would never get caught up in the GOAT conversation because I didn't get this game. Fuck the GOAT conversation.
That's why
I didn't give this game.
All 22 years.
He hasn't spoken, but he hinted. He hints.
But yeah.
He hints.
Yeah, he definitely hint. Like,
but I wouldn't even hint though. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even hint. I wouldn't even acknowledge it because I didn't give so much to the game. Yeah. That nothing. No one could prepare. No one will ever compare my work. It would never. It's never gonna match up because 17 to 42.
It's crazy.
That's straight.
The NBA and the NBA association.
And see, look, this is the thing. That's straight. Jordan walked away twice. That's why they were so special when Jordan did it, because Jordan walked away twice. So you had to reframe and shape your body twice to get back in this mode. This man played all 22 years straight. No.
If Jordan didn't leave, that whole 90s would have been.
Oh yeah, that's why I said that record would have been that record would have been out of reach, bro. That record would have been out. That's why I don't. When people talk about that Jordan and LeBron record shit,
you really think so?
Yeah.
So how many rings? So if the Bulls don't have that front office problem, how many rings do they pull off?
Eight.
What Solid said, it would have
been 8. They ruled that whole 90s. Like nobody was fucking with them.
I'm sorry, I had to disagree.
Who else? Who in the 90s?
Yeah, late 90s. I disagree.
Who was in their way?
You gotta think late 90s.
Who was in their way?
Late 90s. Listen.
No,
late 90s. You had Shaq. Yeah, right. Shaq was on LA with Kobe.
Kobe, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter was still coming around, bro.
What was that, 99?
That's like 98, 98, 97, 90.
They could have won the championship after that last championship. But they broke up the team. The general manager said after that last championship, I don't care what y'all gonna do. We not running this shit back.
Because
that's what they said, bro.
No, I know, because he wasn't getting the clout.
They could have won another championship.
Because the front office wasn't getting the clout they wanted to get.
Yeah, the front office wasn't getting the clout he wanted to get.
That's general manager,
yeah.
But that's some weak.
But that's lame as hell to me, bro.
But I'm saying though, the reason why I go against it because, like I said, the league.
They don't win the championship in '99.
No.
How crazy is it?
No.
What?
You said if
they stayed together after the last championship, they don't win another championship.
You talking about Jordan age and all?
No.
Yes.
No.
He just came off the champion. That was his best year. That was one of his best years.
No, Solid. No.
They don't win
it. You talking about 90?
Not 99, bro. No, bro. No,
they just won in '98.
They did, but no, bro.
What was the reason why they didn't win that championship?
Well, you got young Kobe turning into Kobe.
Kobe didn't turn into Kobe until his second, third season.
That's what I'm saying. That's Kobe turning into. That's Kobe transitioning and learning into the next Kobe. The Lakers is transitioning. Then you had Grant Hill killing.
Where did Phil Jackson go after he left the Bulls?
Yeah, he went to the LA, but that wasn't the only reason why they were successful. Solid. It wasn't just because of Phil.
Hold on. Put it on here. How can you do it?
Because if that was the case, Solid. Why did they not win? Why did they not win the year when it was just Pippen with the same squad without Jordan? And they had Phil?
Because they need Jordan.
No, they did.
Jordan. Yes, they did.
No, they did not. No, they did not. No, they did not. No, they didn't. They got far in the playoffs without Jordan.
Hold on.
They got far in the playoffs without Jordan that year.
They did.
They then got to the finals that year. The only reason why they didn't get to the finals because Pippen was tripping about not taking the last shots like Jordan. That's the only reason why Pippen ain't got no ring. Because guaranteed that ring.
They're winning a championship in '99 with their same score, bro.
No, they not, bro. No, they not, bro.
But you can't say Kobe to Kobe, bro. You can't say Kobe.
They old, bro. That oldness would have kicked in. No, bro.
And they didn't even. Kobe and them didn't win. The Spurs won after that.
No, they didn't.
Who won that next year? Who won the year after?
I think Utah won.
Utah ain't got no ring.
No, Utah won back in what? In the early.
Utah didn't win no championship.
Who won the NBA championship in 1999? Spurs. Yeah, it was the Spurs. Spurs. Tim Duncan.
With David Robinson, though.
Yeah, that was Tim Duncan in the first round.
They could have, bro. They could have won.
So look. Now look. He said, look. You just said they could have won, and then so you telling me Jordan, the Bulls, could have beat a San Antonio team with David Robinson and Tim Duncan down there. You tweaking solid. You tweaking solid. You tweaking solid. I'm sorry, you tweaking solid. I would have, bro. You tweaking solid.
Yes, bro. That's because they broke up the team that next year. They broke up, everybody left.
Bro.
Pippen went to Portland.
Right. Listen to what we saying.
Went to LA. I remember that. Mike retired. Phil went to LA. Like, come on.
Listen to what I'm saying. You got Tim Duncan and David Robinson, bro. It's not happening, bro. What you gonna bull? So let me ask you this side. So you gonna run Michael all the way into the ground? Cause ain't nobody else getting that paint. Robin ain't doing nothing. Pippen ain't doing nothing. Who else gonna step up?
They had the best. They had their best year last season. Oh, are y'all serious?
Bro. I ain't gonna lie. They could have won. When they get swept out, first of all, when did they get swept out? In '99. What you talking about? The Bulls.
The Bulls never lost.
In '99, they
lost. Oh, 99, 98.
98, they won.
We know '98. We talking about '99.
They
wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have won against San Antonio, bro.
I would love to say they can win. I can love to say they can win. Oh, bro, it was Father Time, bro. And now if you made it a little bit more fantasy,
he's pulling it up right now.
They kept the same core.
Bro. You don't understand. The Spurs is on a different level, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I watched them. That's what I'm saying. I know about the Spurs.
Even DN, look, they had problems. Look, okay. They had problems when they played.
I'm glad y'all said
they had problems. They had problems in his last final years, bro. He had problems playing against Ellen Mercer, bro. Them niggas was hungry, bro. At the time,
bro. Crossover?
No.
Hell no. I mean, he still threw a 40 on Jordan that day. What are you talking about?
He still put up like a nice number on Jordan.
No. You think that was just one game? Mike didn't tell you? I love Mike, but Mike didn't tell you? No, he not.
Mike didn't tell you.
No, Mike didn't tell you.
He's being real, bro.
Mike even said it. Mike said, now look, and this is the scary part about Father Time, bro. Mike said, Father Time is the best of everybody, bro. Because the same way he was on, what's the name of them heels, Magic Johnson in the heels, when he was kicking through the door, young nigga